Doctor Who.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest Catherine Tate show sketches.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a lovely chap, but he's no John Nettles.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
For this list, we're looking at the best moments from this iconic sketch show. Let us know in the comments who your favourite Catherine Tate character is. Number 10. Lesbian Nurse. Bernie, the Irish nurse, met her match in this sketch, where she's joined on the ward by a new hire named Arthur.
I'm Arthur.
No, Arthur. That's a bit of an unusual name. It's not often you see a female nurse with a man's name, you know what I mean?
What's your name?
Bernie.
After a bit of back and forth about their names, Arthur comes to the conclusion that, like her, Bernie is a lesbian, and that she's interested in her.
If you've got it, flaunt it.
Oh, you've definitely got it, Bernie.
Oh, thanks, Arthur. That's sweet.
There's some miscommunication, and then their boss catches them in an apparently compromising situation.
I thought I'd seen everything, but now you're seducing the female staff.
Though they try to defend themselves, Bernie is intent on clearing up that she's definitely not into women and is still trying to get with any and all men who enter the hospital, staff or patients alike. Number 9. Enigmatic Cop.
Suppose for one moment, Whittaker, suppose none of this exists. You, me, we could all be figments of someone's imagination.
Tate had police procedurals in her sights this time, creating this detective character to lampoon the mysterious coppers you often see on TV who manage to use vague nonsense statements to solve crimes.
I'm not exactly sure where you're going with this, ma'am.
I want you to shoot me with the murder weapon, Whittaker.
What?
Her holistic investigation style leads to her making her subordinate detective Whittaker sing duets with her more than once. She also decides that because there are more women in London, a serial killer is more likely to be female.
Why do you think it's a lady, ma'am?
Because statistically, there are more ladies than chaps in London. Now, I can't be certain, but logically, the perpetrator of these crimes is more likely to be a lady than a chap.
She's so close with her deductions, and yet a million miles away from coming up with anything that remotely makes sense. Number 8. Christmas Panto. Here's a sketch from perpetually offended Derek, who's outraged every time somebody assumes he's gay.
I've never been so insulted.
You mean you're not gay?
Oh dear, me dear, gay dear, no dear.
This time, Derek's trying to get a role in the Christmas Panto, and the director forgets to read his name out. However, he's eventually cast as the Christmas Fairy, which they insist isn't because he's gay.
I'm sorry, Derek, I don't know what to say.
I thought you were gay, Derek.
Yeah, I always thought you were gay.
And to think I've bent over backwards for you lot.
Of course, Derek continually asserts that he's not gay, while everybody around him says they're not bigoted against him at all, and are absolutely fine with him being who he is. Derek even ends up offending an actual gay character with his denial and outrage.
I think we've heard enough. As director of this group,
Director, don't make me laugh. You couldn't direct piss into a bucket, dear.
Number 7. Death Row. Chronically single, Elaine Figgis is looking for love wherever it might appear, generally all over the internet. The first beau of hers we meet is Jeremiah Wainwright III, the convicted serial killer known as the Cleaver.
If you want to call it death row, what would you call it? No, yes, it's death row.
He's in prison and sentenced to death, but that doesn't faze Elaine. Elaine doesn't want people judging her new man, no matter how many times he's killed and eaten his victims, because she says he's just misunderstood.
He abducted, tortured and murdered 8 people.
You don't know him like I know him. Nobody does.
He also ate 2 of them.
Eventually though, Elaine does find her love because Daniel Craig falls for her after a dinner of cheesy Wotsits and Vimto, only for her to dump him.
I was hoping for someone slightly better looking, but as my old dad used to say, dem's the breaks.
Number 6. Cake.
Is that cake?
Yeah, it's Sarah's birthday cake.
I thought that was cake.
Kate from The Office is based on that one annoying colleague everybody has. And if you don't know who it is at your place of work, it might be you. In this sketch, Kate finds herself enraged at everybody in the office having a slice of birthday cake except for her.
I'm not having any cake. I'm cutting down. Sorry, do you want me to move it? I didn't mean to tempt you.
She eventually starts bragging about how she's been on a diet and is looking to slim down, and forces her colleague at the next desk to guess how much weight she's lost in the last week since she started dieting.
Guess how much weight I've lost?
Oh,
How much weight have I lost since last Monday?
I've no idea.
Okay, have a guess.
However, she gets more than a little offended at the colleague's guesses, overshooting the mark.
I wouldn't like to.
Just guess.
Stone and a half? A stone and a half? A stone and a half in a week?
Number 5. Christmas dinner.
Anyway, we get there, and the music's blaring.
Their son's one of them hoodies.
The disgusted northern couple spend all their time being outraged at various meals they've eaten across Yorkshire. Any minor inconvenience, like a longer journey or having to pay a bit more money, is the end of the world.
Anyway, we're having a glass of wine.
We're already 15 quid down on the day.
But this was the final straw, when the couple find out they're getting salmon fillets and dauphinoise potatoes for Christmas dinner.
No turkey.
This is in Dewsbury.
Dirty bastards.
They were horrified, likening it to fish and chips, though we'd wager a proper fish supper would be a bit nicer. Shockingly, another time they visited a pub to actually get fish and chips, they ended up being served tempura.
You went absolutely mad, didn't you?
Do you know what it is? Hey, this tempura, like, shall I tell you? Battered veg.
Number 4. Gay son. Tate subverted expectations in this sketch about a family in Northern Ireland. The initial belief is that, as the son comes out as gay to his traditional mother, she might reject him in a bout of homophobia.
I'm a gay man now, Mummy.
Are you sure?
Aye.
However, that's not what happens at all. His parents initially react in shock, but then his mother turns out to be extremely supportive.
Great. I have a new pencil skirt upstairs. Come on and see if I've got the hips for it.
Possibly too supportive, in fact, as later sketches about them show her constantly trying to bond with her son about fashion and what kind of men he might find attractive.
John.
Aye.
He's nice, isn't he, John?
The whole community comes together to support him by the end of the episode.
Is it true your John's a gay man now?
Aye. What of it?
Right. Do these turn-ups work with these boots?
Number 3. Good brie.
Darling, darling, what did Mummy tell you? Not with a metal spoon, you'll bruise the dough.
The Posh family are the source of many of Tate's funniest sketches, with them worrying, amongst other things, about their gooseberry and cinnamon yogurts being slightly out of date and their new nanny having a northern accent.
Hello? Hello, Jacques. We're fine. How are you?
But this sketch has the most longevity of any of them, as the family fret over their father returning from France without being able to get any of the good brie.
Daddy hasn't been able to find any good brie this trip.
But, Mummy, it's the school picnic tomorrow.
I know, Thomas. Thomas, I know.
They then enter crisis mode, in horror at the idea of having to live their lives without any proper brie from Paris, especially with the Parisian-themed school picnic coming up.
And Thomas, get me 2 Nurofen and a glass of Pellegrino. I'm getting one of my heads.
Number 2. Nan meets Tommy Upson.
That better straight up.
Oh, I'm about a stone lighter now. Lost itself.
No Catherine Tate list is complete without a bit of Nan, by far her most iconic character. But in this noteworthy sketch, she was joined by another massively popular British comedian, Peter Kay.
I'm at university.
Oh, that's right. Your nan says something about you being gay.
First, she struggles to remember who she ran into in the post office. Then it turns out she's invited young Tommy Upson back to her house. Just like Nan, Tommy grills Jamie about how he's unemployed, despite being a student, and how he's gay, despite having a girlfriend.
Cost him a fortune in vet's bills.
A gay dog?
No, not gay. Diabetic.
The episode closed out with them performing a ballad together, appallingly badly.
Lager!
bridge over troubled water.
Number 1. Doctor Who. For comic relief, Catherine Tate's other most iconic character, Lauren, encounters a new teacher played by none other than David Tennant.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You look like Doctor Who, though.
I'm not Doctor Who, I'm your English teacher.
I don't think you are, though.
Lauren.
This sketch is from 2007, only a few months after The Runaway Bride, the previous year's Doctor Who Christmas special, and Tate's debut as popular companion Donna Noble. She was in Tennant's show, and he returned the favour, long before she returned full-time to the role.
You know your house, right?
What?
You know your house?
Yeah.
Is it bigger on the inside?
Be quiet.
If you park the TARDIS on a metre?
The sketch begins with her grilling him about how he can possibly teach her English when he's Scottish and speaks with a Scottish accent, but then devolves into her asking him outright whether he's the Doctor.
So...
Do you fancy Billy Piper, sir?
Right.
And the final twist is that, yes, he was the Doctor all along.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.